Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I'm Gypsy Girl, here to give you another monthly reading for September. This will be the reading for Cancer. I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for readings coming up. Thank you, Spirit, for protecting the collective, keeping us safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. What are the important messages for Cancer for the month of September? What does Cancer need to know? Thank you, Spirit. What does Cancer need to know? What are the important messages for Cancer? Oh. We have regret, following with intuition, and we just breaking open with the 6 here, going off into smooth water, healing. So there's a loss, there's regret, there's remorse for love that's being focused. Unconditional love is, the focus is on the intuition, emotional. It's emotional loss, focus is on emotional loss here. Love is emotional. For healing by the moon, again with the moon. Moon is coming up. We're going to close off a cycle here. There will be satisfaction, going off into smooth water. So things are going to slowly come together. Just like that. Slowly coming together. Destiny. There's a commitment. There's patience. Forgiveness and reciprocity. It's all destined. So taking control. Ooh. Taking control. There's a leadership instinct here. The Emperor. The Emperor wants to marry. It's destined for an engagement, for commitment. But then there's that patience that needs to bring in that forgiveness for equal give and take. So there's balance that needs to come in. Well, there will be, because there's justice. All right, so one more shuffle. And thought there was one more shuffle. Again, the Emperor. So the Emperor is showing up here, bringing in the balance for his marriage, taking a relationship to a higher level. With the Queen, his Queen wants to make that offer. Very generous. Very generous with the Queen, or the Queen is very generous with the Emperor. And this is all about love. And holding back on love by the moon. Okay, so this moon is really prominent here. And it is. We're coming up to it. It's a new moon. We're going to have full moon coming up next. So just follow the moons and see if any of that about control or leadership, forgiveness, all of that's coming. The layout is the same as before. It's not changed. First line is for the viewers. So if you are Cancer, then this is all about you. The second line is your significant other. And if you are cross watcher, you decide if you fall into the first line or the second. Second line is everybody you deal with outside of your circle. So work, family, friends, people you cross during your working days. The third line is the outcome. See, at the bottom of the deck we have Three of Cups, so celebration is in order, having good times. But then there's a lot of mental, going around and around in the mind. That control, that ego. It's being lots of thoughts going into leadership, controlling, taking over, having that sense of taking charge, going around and around in the mind. It's not worrying, it's working. So you're working things out, wanting a celebration, wanting to explore and expand on communication. That's this wanting to talk and be being in charge of conversation, or taking the leadership role in conversation. There's a lot of strength there. Courage to take that step forward. Relationship. Relationship is destined. Leaving is destined. Leaving the relationship is destined. The truth about leaving. More truth. So there's a victory here. Again, there's a king who's very angry. I don't know why this king always comes up showing himself as angry. But he's taking his place in. He wants his relationship. He's made a choice. He wants to marry. He wants to speak his truth. And he will, because what he says is going to be very truthful. And he's making that sacrifice, speaking the truth about leaving, destined to leave, turn and walk away, exploring a new relationship. He wants to leave because it's destined to end. He wants to take control. He's standing up. He has the courage to take control and have that conversation about the third party, because he wants to leave the relationship. Well, dear Cancers, you will get what you're supposed to get. It's coming by the moon. We have the moon here showing up. We have a choice that needs to be made, going off into independence. That leadership quality of the queen here is to give that forgiveness for the disappointment. Queen will give a disappointment because of boredom. That boredom brings in the betrayal. It brings in that disappointment because you're bored. You're not satisfied. You don't want any more of this, whatever this is. You've had enough. There's the intuition here. See this following the instincts, focused on the intuition. We need to take cards here because there's an upper hand situation going on. Focus on getting the upper hand. Someone is either outside of your circle, is trying to control what goes on in your relationship. Imagine that. Someone is trying to control your relationship, Cancer. Getting the upper hand for that self-love, taking back what was taken. This is your partner looking to get satisfaction here, self-satisfaction by the moon. This disappointment is going to look into that, but there's going to be a disappointment by the moon. It's not happening. Something's not happening because there's too much. There's too much of something going on here. And at the bottom of the deck, it's either celebration or it's about third parties. And the way things are going, it's looking like a third party situation, because we have a lot of conversation. And maybe it could be that you're going to a party, having lots of conversation, and your situation will change because of a relationship that is coming to an end. I mean, take it as it resonates. Huh? if you're talking about ending a relationship, then there definitely is a communication situation going on here. So let's see what this Knave of Pentacles represents. Well, we have new plans being made. Well, there it is. There's that disappointment coming in. We have new plans being made. It's taking its time for betrayal. So there's a plan to betray a marriage. Okay, so we're getting into third party situations again. And it's going to be very emotional because this betrayal is about love. It's unconditional and it's a marriage. It's wanting to take that second step, you know, going higher. But there needs to be emotional healing, talking the truth. Spirit is guiding this healing. So there's truth that needs to be spoken. Again, there's lots of truth coming out, but communication is difficult because Mercury is in retrograde. So it's going to be it's going to be slow, like we see here. It's going to be slow. It's going to be very slow to have that communication, but the focus is there on healing the relationship, manifesting and changing the direction, standing up for what you believe in. There is anxiety over satisfaction here, not being satisfied, and speaking about it will end the cycle, and it will bring us, or you and your partner, depending on your situation, into that smooth water, that where the peace will come. Because you know, you can't be fighting all the time. There has to be some kind of peace offering somewhere. So what's this? The Empress. What is the Empress? It's just opened up. The Queen of the 3. It's another 3. So very patiently. Empress here represents patience, timing. Again, with this creativity, invention, innovation, wanting to move forward, wanting to move on, but holding back because of healing and changing. Work that was done, talking about the truth, bringing down the Tower. There's big change coming. New plans. It's going to be a new start. You see, you're changing direction. There has to be a change in order for us to move forward. And then there's that protection here, protecting what you know. See this double 4, you're fed up with something, you just want to see change. Well, change is coming. Disappointment in relationship is where that I'm fed up with. It's always the same. Relationships don't seem to be sticking. And you want to see a change in that. And what's this 4 of Pentacles representing? Abundance. So we have now the 5. So there's that holding on and holding back and feeling like you don't belong. But at the end of the day, there is some generosity that needs to show itself, to be giving, to be a little more giving, and to receive as well as to give, to be open. You need to be open. You need to in order to change, you need to open up. And then this is where the manifestation comes in. And then your life will take on a whole new direction. You stand in your integrity. I won't go too far with that because it's a commitment. It's a wanting to be in a relationship. It's opening up to be in a relationship, to give your partner that chance to bring in what would be the balance. Sorry about that. I just had a little bit of a disturbance, but I'm back now. I'm gonna have a cup of tea with me. It's at Cancer. We have conversations, we have disappointments, we have third parties. Bringing things back into balance. Wanting to make an offer for marriage. With solid relationship, in other words. Making a change changing direction, manipulating that change in a marriage, wanting to stand up and stand in your integrity. And that's probably where that manipulation is coming in, where you're manifesting. And I say manipulation is, it's just to make things happen. You want to make things happen. You want to make that proposal. And good for you. Go get it. But you know you want to stand in your integrity. That's why you're holding back. So let's see what is this disappointment all about here. Yeah. Another woman. The Queen. This Queen of Pentacles. It's like the Empress. She's grounded. She's in anxiety. Satisfaction. Here it is, she's worried about satisfaction. She's worried about having satisfaction. She's worried about what will be said. Ending the cycle. So this is probably the third person here. Who's very worried. But she's very grounded. So or she's very independent. I mean, here we have independence, eh? Going off onto your own maybe, but no, not this Queen. This Queen is disappointed. This Queen is going through anxiety. This Queen is very worried about having satisfaction, about getting just desserts, about what is said will end. You see, this is where she's either caught out or is the third person that is being let go, because this is outside of you, Cancer. This is either your partnership or someone outside of your circle having that upper hand about that love, that self-love. And we see we have the two cards here for marriage. So this is a broken up situation here. This is a marriage that is not going to happen, or somebody doesn't want to get married because of the worry. There's anxiety here of not having satisfaction in this relationship. She is worried about it, and when the word comes out, it's going to end. But then there is forgiveness here. Huh? So let's see where this brings us, because we have the other Queen here. We have one Queen here who is worried, and then we have this Queen here who is ready to forgive. So you are either choosing between two, or you are many involved in some kind of relationship where it's either it's work or it's a family situation where you have sisters who are fighting. Let's see what but it will come to smooth waters, eh? It will come to the smooth waters. Is coming. It's just it's slow. It's going to be a while. There's a lot of work that needs to happen before you can have your smooth waters. So what is this Five of Swords representing here? Again, it's this going back in the past. It's work that was done. It's teamwork. It's details. It's conversations. This is why this Queen is worried, because of what was said. It's coming back to her now, and she is she's worried. She's worried about the truth, that the tower will come down. And that is where smooth waters will happen, but that will take time and it will end the cycle. So yeah, this Queen is worried that she is going to be put out of the picture. But again, that's what's supposed to happen, eh? I mean, take it as it resonates. And this is someone you're dealing with, or if you are the cross watcher, this is you, or this is you. Somebody is fed up with the situation and wants to take on leadership. What does this Queen represent here? This Queen of Wands comes back to this Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. So patience, healing, mourning. There's a loss. There's a sense of loss. There's a lot of work that was done that is gone now. It's finished. But it's regretted. There's a regret here. Boundaries have gone up because of that loss. Healing is happening. This queen here, this other queen coming out, whether it is this first queen or if it's you, the viewer, is healing here. And there will be an ending. Things will come into balance, following intuition. And the burden will be put down for the king. See, so there will be forgiveness. This king and queen will find their forgiveness. They will forgive each other. So it will work itself out. And not in every situation. It depends on your situation in itself. Let's see what the forgiveness here is. This Knave of Cups. Choosing to be in a marriage is justified. And that sense of lack is going to be discussed. There's justice here. Because of a sense of lack, this marriage is going to take place. So it's a getting over it. It's forgiving that lack. Forgiving whatever being put out into the cold and having that truth come. That truth of not being worthy is coming. And that is where the forgiveness is going to happen. Because of betrayal. That 8 swords again. So you have that mental anguish going on in the mind. And that is where the forgiveness will come. Reciprocity. Because of love. And ego. Ego will be destroyed. But that's where the Tower comes down. I'm going to have a new start. It will take time though. This is not going to happen right away with this moon, even if we say, oh, by the light of the moon. It is the beginning of the process. This is where this conversation, this celebration, this communication of I want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to be in this kind of a relationship. I don't want to be in that kind. You're going to have that conversation. It's just going to come out, and all the truth and worry and anxiety and the talk of the lethargy will come out, and that will clear everything up. And this is where the change will come. We'll leave it there because it's just going around in the sense of, will my relationship with my lover or my partner be, how will it go? Well, you're going to find your forgiveness. If you need to forgive and if you are to be forgiven, you will have it. But there is going to be a slow process to getting it. It all depends on what you say. And I would suggest looking into October for the actual forgiveness. Because it is retrogression will be over for Mercury by the first week. So easy conversation will be able to take place. So September will be this month of absorbing what needs to come through and thinking about what you want to say and how you want to say it. That is what will come for September. Which is good because it's all about healing. Again, it's the spirit guiding this healing and ending and changing and endings and going off onto your own. Some of you will leave. Some of you will say, I don't want this, and walk away. What is the oracle message for this reading? Thank you, Spirit. For Cancer, what is the oracle message? The yin. So the feminine qualities, that loving, caring, nurturing, that is what is needed. And this is perfect for Cancer because you are a loving, caring, nurturing, and you are the mother in respect to the zodiac. You house the house of home is Cancer. So what brings in that nurturing, and then the observer. So again, you're at the 2 now, so you were at the 1. So that anger, that masculine control, that sense of control and power has now turned into, or will be turned into, emotional loving care. Because the masculine principle, this is where the yang, where we were at the 1, The masculine principle of movement and creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. So you were doing and doing and doing and doing, and so much so that now you have to sit with the feminine principle, which is receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues, the art of conscious allowing. So being that feminine quality of letting things just take place, not stepping out and trying to force things to fit the way you want. I think I had mentioned that for the water element, and not to let things go, not trying to make things work the way you want them to, and just let them happen. If it is that you are not meant to be in a relationship, forcing that relationship to hold is not going to make it work. It will just crumble even more. And this is probably where the anxiety comes in. See that anxiety here. Worried about satisfaction, not getting enough, not getting what you want, and forcing the way to make it happen. You can't force that nature's way. Nature takes its own course, but you have to be allowing on that. So we'll read the oracle message on this. This is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember, you must make space for miracles to appear. Be shaped, not the shaper. And you'll see how quickly your dreams manifest. So trying to make what you want come to you is, you need to just relax on that. See that manipulation there, trying to force a relationship to change. No, you can't. You have to let it change. You have to go with the flow. So let's see the observer, because that is like the hangman sitting there watching, waiting. Went from 4 to 49. So sorry, from 2 to 49. So big jumping, big change. Okay, so 49, the observer, perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. So we look at the relationship on that. Sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. So be a little patient. Look around. Accept the healing Spirit is giving to you. If it is that you are put away and set aside and you need to be by yourself, then be by yourself. Take a look around you. That was what was said for the water element, to sit and take a look around. Spirit is saying to be patient. It is very, very close to this because it was this card in the water element. So you might want to listen to that again and come back and listen to this and see how, if anything has changed for you. Don't worry too much and let go of that ego, because it seems to be you're forcing something to fit, and not all of you. Just take it as it resonates. If it is that it will fit, it will fit. And if you really want it and it is for you, it will happen. With that, I thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Don't forget that notification bell. Till our next read, Cancer, love and light.